Hi friend, welcome back. If you're new to my world, I'm Dr. Carrie Barron. I'm a naturopathic practitioner and a wellness guide who works with women all over the US who are tired of being tired. Let me say this up front. Yes, I am a Christian, and that will be reflected in the way I speak about healing because I believe God designed your body with purpose and brilliance. He integrated into your design the ability to heal once blocks are removed and nourishment takes place at the cellular level. Every woman who comes to me is welcome, whether faith is central to you or not. I work with every client in the areas she chooses to work on, with no pressure to believe what I believe. Some women want to talk about nutrition and labs only. Some want to include emotional healing. Some invite God into the center of their healing journey. My job is to support you where you are and help your body do what it was created to do. Today we're talking about something most doctors never mention. The hidden load your body carries every day and why it matters. Let's start with an honest question. When was the last time your doctor asked, how's your emotional stress? How's your marriage? Are you grieving? Have you ever been a victim of assault or bullying? Have you had a miscarriage or a death of a child? I know that one. It's hard for me to process too. I've been there. Are you carrying worry or fear? How connected do you feel with God or purpose or peace? Now, if you ask a regular doctor, probably never. You may have exceptions, and those are the ones that I love. Traditional medicine is designed to look at chemical interactions and diagnose disease. It treats symptoms, it manages crises. Like a few months ago, I had to get stitches in my ankle, or when I was a kid, I broke my nose, had to have it reconstructed. I love traditional medicine for those emergency things because it looks only for disease and prescribes pills. A lot of times that isn't helping the people that have ongoing health issues that aren't emergency, immediate, need to take care of it kind of things. Here's what I see every day. Women who don't look sick but feel depleted. Women who check out normal on paper but something is wrong. And women who are given blood pressure medicine, antidepressants, or sleep meds when no one bothered to ask, why is your body struggling? No shaming doctors, they're doing what they're trained to do, and that's their realm of expertise. But it leaves a huge gap, and that's where functional, natural, holistic healthcare steps in. That's why I love my job. Health isn't a single lane. It's not one way fits everything. Obviously, when I had to get stitches, I was so glad that there was somebody there to help me with that. You're not a body with random parts that can be addressed separately. You are a physical body, an emotional and relational being, and a spiritual soul with meaning and purpose. These are not separate lanes, they overlap. Here's how it really works. Emotional stress can cause physical inflammation, grief, fear, overthinking, past traumas, whether they happened when you were a kid or happened yesterday. People pleasing, all of those things can contribute to problems. And where it'll show up a lot of times could be your liver, where there's anger and bitterness and frustration. Your immune system gets overloaded with all of that. There's also the aspect of spiritual disconnection and emotional heaviness. We lose hope and purpose. We lose our peace. Our body shifts into long-term survival mode. And then we've got physical toxins that can cause emotional exhaustion. Mold, heavy metals, plastics, pesticides, they burden the gut and the liver and change your mood and your energy level. You can't treat one layer and expect whole restoration. That's why so many women feel ignored or misunderstood in medical offices. No one is connecting the dots. That's where I come in. I want to pause for a moment and give you a real example of this situation. I can't tell you how many times I've heard a story from women like this, and maybe it'll resonate with you too. One of my clients came to me heartbroken. She shared with me that she would suddenly interrupt with fits of rage, yelling at her kids, saying things she didn't mean, and feeling like those words were just spilling out faster than she could catch them. It scared her, and I understand that. She told me, I could hear myself, I knew what I was doing, and I felt like I was watching it happen. I couldn't stop. And then it would stop, and the guilt was crushing. If that hits home for you, please hear me clearly. This is not a moral failure, not a personality flaw, not bad parenting, and not just drama or instability. Oftentimes, it looks like it's purely emotional, but it is actually physiological. For this client and many others, the root wasn't anger issues. It was heavy metal toxicity interfering with neurotransmitters, brain signaling, emotional regulation, impulse control, obviously, and even breathing patterns. Her stress level rose so fast at times. Her body was overwhelmed. Her brain was inflamed and the nervous system was firing out of rhythm. Once we began opening up detox pathways and clearing heavy metals from her system, she told me, I finally feel like myself again, the mom I want to be. And this was one of the most gentle people that I've ever met. She had been a dental hygienist for years, so her body had absorbed a lot of the mercury from fillings that had been extracted from the people that she was serving, or just cleaning them, actually. I have heard versions of that same story again and again. I personally found myself in this type of situation after having been exposed to lead during a remodel. My brain wasn't functioning. I was angry so quickly, and I could hardly talk. It was the most bizarre situation, but I knew what I was looking at very quickly when I recognized the symptoms. The test I want to talk to you about today is the glyc-A aspect of the lab test. It admits the truth about infection. This is not just about cholesterol, blood sugar, standard markers, things like that. It measures patterns that reflect inflammation, immune stress, toxin load, cellular burnout, and nutrient absorption. That means grief you never voiced, caregiving stress you push through, anxiety no one sees, unresolved conflict, and running on empty spiritually. Your blood still keeps the score, even when it's not necessarily just a physical situation. And suddenly, the woman who looks fine finally gets proof. It's not in your head, it's not your age, it's not laziness, or it's just a load that your body needs to handle. I really love Psalm 139. Anybody that knows me, I quote from it quite often. But it says, "Search me, O God, and know my heart. Try me and know my anxious thoughts. See if there be any wicked way in me, and lead me in the way everlasting." This verse is a prayer for courageous awareness. It's saying, God, show me what I can't see, because I can't release what I don't recognize. And the same thing happens with the physical, emotional, and spiritual aspects. It's not just one. So search me, O God, and know my heart. Try me and know my anxious thoughts. Those are connected with our physical organs as well. The world says to ignore discomfort and push through it. I grew up in athletics. I've pushed through a lot of things. But God says to bring those things to the light, and that can be bringing the healing with it. You don't need to wait for labs, appointments, or programs to begin healing. So I'm going to give you a few action steps, like I always do. And the first one is to read Psalm 139 out loud every morning this week. Invite God to search you, lead you, guide you, and reveal what needs attention. Remember, it's His voice reaching out to you. When you read it out loud, it's interacting with the audio part of your brain, the visual part of the brain, as well as the kinesthetic, because you're moving your mouth. So it's a way to integrate all the different learning patterns. So saying that verse out loud can be huge. And it comes to an emotional action. You don't have to solve it on your own. Just acknowledge it. I'm tired and overwhelmed. I need more sleep. I'm grieving. I'm stretched thin. Even recognition lightens the load. Share it with a friend if you need to. And then there's a physical action that you can do as well. One thing that I think has been really profound when I made the change is swapping out your plastic or wood cutting board for titanium. I know it's kind of weird. It doesn't absorb bacteria. There's no leaching of microplastics that you get with a plastic cutting board. It's easier on your liver and your immune system, and those little tiny upgrades reduce daily toxin exposure. The next step for more clarity would be to order the root cause landscape blood test. This turns into, I think, into now I know. And the link will be in the notes. Gentle encouragement to you. You can absolutely start healing without me. You already have 3 practical steps today, and each of those can impact your life in dramatic ways depending on what your challenges are. But if you want to go deeper, if you're tired of trying to fix symptoms without understanding the cause, if you want a guide alongside you, that root cause landscape is the first step I use with all my clients. It's inexpensive, $99. Done at a local blood draw center, And the results come within 3 to 7 days. Typically, they're 3 days after you get your blood draw, 3 working days. And later this month, I'm going to be doing a live workshop to help you understand your scores, identify your biggest blocks, prioritize what to address first. And I'm going to give you plenty of time to ask questions in a safe space. We're not diagnosing, only guidance and clarity and support. You can get your blood test done through the link in the notes. And I'm going to be setting up the workshop details. Once you're on the list for the lab test, then I will let you know about it. So I get to the lab test quickly so that we can go over that and you can get some actionable steps on your results as well. Your body is not failing you. You're not just aging. You may be simply carrying too much. And today is the beginning of setting some of that down. So friend, I pray this week is one of revelation without fear, curiosity instead of shame, and gentle release instead of pushing harder. God sees you, body, mind, and spirit. He equips you with every tool you need to heal. I'll see you next week.